Over the weekend, thousands of ranking signals have been leaked off of the fourth largest search engine, the Russian tech giant Yandex. Now, what does this mean for us in the SEO space? Well, even though these are two completely different companies, it's important to note that there's a lot of similarities in the search results between Google and Yandex and Google also hire employees off of each other. I'm gonna leave a bunch of resources in the description of this video for you guys to make your own conclusions, but I wanna talk about the ranking factors that stood out to me the most. And stay till the end, guys, for a very important word of caution. So the first ranking factor that I want to talk about is a group of ranking factors, and it seems that there's a really large chunk of the ranking factors inside of Yandex that are connected to links. This is definitely something that we would expect, and there's a few of those link factors that stood out to me. The first one being the age of the link seems to be a ranking factor. The second one is getting backlinks from the homepage are going to be more valuable than from any other page on a website. And if you guys have done any link building, this definitely makes sense to me. It's really difficult to get backlinks from a homepage. And the third one inside of backlinks is link relevance. Yandex seems to have some type of separation between good and backlinks. Not too much info on what those differentiators are, but it is interesting that they make that separation. Now, we've known about the power of backlinks inside of Google for quite some time. So again, this doesn't really surprise me that much. The second ranking factor I want to talk about is user experience. There seems to be a lot of ranking factors connected to user experience inside of Yandex. So we're talking about things like CTR, bounce rate, and time on site. And so these topics bring on some serious debate on the Google side of things. We do know that Google takes a serious look at things like page experience, which includes things like core web vitals, mobile friendliness, and so on. But what does Google think about click-through rate, for example, right? I personally think that Google cares about click-through rate, and it's interesting to see that Yandex does as well. What do you guys think about click-through rate? Leave your comments in the comment section. The third thing here is crawl depth. So inside of Yandex, any important page should be one click away from the homepage, and less important pages can be found 3 or more clicks away from that homepage. So it makes you think about what crawl depth means to Google as well. The fourth is it seems that having a brand name that gets a lot of searches also has some type of positive impact inside of Yandex. Again, that's also quite interesting. It speaks to having a brand name that's easily recognized and remembered. Number 5, apparently inside of Yandex, having your website bookmarked seems to be a positive ranking factor. So this is also connected to another ranking factor, which talks about the percentage of your traffic that's coming from the direct channel, right? Yandex wants to see that people are coming straight to your domain without going to search or without going to paid, right? Which is also interesting. Now, number 6, guys, it seems that traffic from Wikipedia, again, seems to have a positive ranking factor inside of Yandex. And this is really interesting because I also see Google respecting traffic from Wikipedia in some type of way. Obviously, very difficult to know exactly how. And it's also interesting that links from Wikipedia are all no follow. But I actually have a podcast coming out next week where I talk to Charles Floate. He's one of the main references in the link building space, and he talks about how we can activate no follow links like those we get from Wikipedia. So more on that next week. Number 7, guys, there seems to be a few ranking factors related to sites in the medical, in the legal, and in the financial space. So this means that YMYL is real inside of Yandex, and it also makes us question what's going on behind the scenes for those sites inside of Google. Number 8, guys, having too many ads on your website seems to have a negative experience. This makes sense to me as well. So if you're bombarding your users with ads and pop-ups that take a while to load, that's not going to provide a great experience for your users. Number 9, keywords in the URL. This one I kind of expected, and I speak a lot about this on my channel, but in Yandex, there seems to be a positive ranking factor with adding your keywords in your URL. And number 10, guys, low quality content seems to hurt websites inside of Yandex. So no secret here, either high quality content should be the basis of any SEO strategy today. Now, there's a lot that I'm not covering here. And again, you guys should check the links in the description and make your own conclusions with all the information provided. But before you guys do that, I do want to give you guys a quick word of caution. First of all, my explanation and any explanation that you guys might find online are a really basic simplification of a lot of these ranking factors, right? There's a lot more things that go into how these ranking factors work and how they work together inside of Yandex's algorithms. Now, the most important thing here, guys, is to not make any direct conclusions about Google. A lot of the ranking factors also seem to be outdated, and even though the ranking factors are pointing to what was in use in 2022, search engines can change very quickly. The biggest conclusion that we can have about this leak is having a deeper understanding of how search engines work. One thing is for sure though, it really does make you question whether Google actually only has 200 ranking signals, right? I definitely say that there's a bunch more. Anyway, guys, a super interesting topic. Leave your comments in the comment section. Subscribe because next week there's going to be a really interesting podcast with, again, Charles Floate. He's going to drop some incredible link building knowledge. So I'll see you guys in the next one.